Doomsday prepping on a budget. A few years back, the idea of doomsday prepping may have sounded crazy to many of us. But given the increasing number of world calamities today, the idea of preparing ourselves for survival actually makes sense to several folks. There's definitely a growth in the number of doomsday preppers worldwide for that matter. These people are trying to prepare themselves for a disaster that might happen due to various reasons. Doomsday preppers equip themselves with survival aids and tend to stockpile essentials. People who have surplus money may not find it a constraint to do so, but if you are among the general population that needs to prepare their near and dear ones for survival in extreme situations without burning a hole in your pocket, then it's time to budget the process. This way you can be prepared for the unknown without compromising on the current quality of your everyday life. Learning is always the first step. Much of doomsday prepping is centered on stockpiling of essentials like food, water, tools, skills, first aid, shelter, and medicine. You need to budget every single item. The first step in budgeting is learning and researching all the details. There are several sources where you can get information on the survival aids required for emergencies. Then, there is always the internet with exhaustive information and details on any and every given subject. You will definitely find a treasure trove of information on prepping for doomsday. Reading up on blogs by fellow preppers is also useful. It will help you set up a reasonable budget. Planning helps to avoid excess expenditure. Preppers have to chart a list of survival aids that might actually be needed in a real-life scenario. Getting the essential survival aids might be an expensive affair if you do not make a budget and stick to it. Stick to a realistic budget. No point going into debt in preparation for doomsday. Planning always works, and so the next step is to plan what all things you really need for your survival or your entire family's survival. The next question is whether you are going to stay inside your home or leave it as soon as possible if a calamity strikes for real. Reuse the old stuff. Preppers have successfully made several survival aids from old and unused stuff already available in the house. Have a thorough check on the scrap items kept in the attic and garage of your house. These can drastically bring down the expenses which you will incur in buying the survival aids. Take an inventory of what you already have at home and make a list of everything that can be made or reused in survival scenarios. Store and preserve your food and water. Food and water are a major factor for survival in every emergency scenario. Stocking packaged food and drinks with longer shelf life is a good idea, but it is always better to stock that food which your body will require for survival. Do not purchase food that you have never eaten all your life. Preppers have to learn to preserve the right kind of food in the appropriate manner so that they don't get spoiled after some time. It's always helpful to learn simple preservation techniques to avoid the wastage of the stored food items. Never miss discounts and offers. Though you are prepping for doomsday, you don't have to necessarily shop in specialty stores. Your regular retail stores will also have certain essentials that will work as survival aids in emergencies. So never hesitate to make use of those discounts and coupons. Also, try not to miss on interesting combo deals and offers. A lot of survival aids are available on secondhand sale too. Things like flashlights work perfectly well even if they are purchased for secondhand. But purchase them only if you deem them necessary, not just for vanity. Another good source of bargains is online forums, where people sell unwanted stuff for free or on huge discounts. This unwanted stuff could really be useful for the doomsday preppers. In turn, you can add income to your prepping budget by selling unwanted goods. Another thing preppers do is to keep track of their everyday income and expenses. This helps get an idea of areas that can possibly be trimmed down to provide more to the doomsday prepping budget. When you are on a budget, the sensible method is to put aside a small portion of your monthly income to prepping. If you are new to the process, you can enroll for short training courses to learn the necessary survival skills. A research on the kind of training you can take might further help you prepare yourself and your family for survival.